welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be installing the world's first non-widened color match fender flares by us, AFD. Before I show you our new flares, we have a Christmas card here. I'm already in the process of taking everything off already. If you're new to the channel and you want to see how to take off your flares, if you're planning to install the V2 fender flares, this is a good video for you. As you can see, I already popped out the front fender, which took me 30 seconds, but there's a lot of dirt and 3M here. So I don't show this in the last video, but for this 3M tape, sometimes, you know, especially when you have some miles on the car, it does. See? Well, you can use a heat gun first to heat up the fender, and then 3M will come a little bit easier to remove. See with my fingers. Or if you want, you can get one of these like rubber attachments you can buy on Amazon for like 10-15 bucks, and then you use a gun and get this off. Which takes a lot faster, as you can see. I officially cleaned it. As you can see, it's beautiful. It took me about 10 minutes. If you were to do it with your hands, I would say it take about 30 minutes. But once it's clean, and I'm gonna show you guys our new fender. This actually looks exactly the same, guys, as the stock. So our V1 is 10mm more aggressive, okay? Still same idea, concept, painted. The hex is fully removed, so there's not much width to it. In my opinion, I like the V1 better, but there's some requests that people want the V2, more OEM plus look. But I feel like if you're gonna run wider setups, the V1 will be more efficient. But I'll just show you guys the difference between the V1 and the V2. Here you can see the difference between the 10mm and the regular. So big difference. Without my 10mm, I wouldn't be able to run a 265, 22 offset in the front, which is insane, by the way. I'm rubbing a little bit right now. And the other side, I don't know why. So on the inside, we probably need to trim all this to run it. The only difference is the 10mm. Still color match, still OEM style clip-in. Personal preference, I prefer the V1 all day. And for the price, it's gonna be around the same price. So it's a no-brainer. And plus the V1 and the V2, the rear is same thing. You just take this reflector off and you can pop in the reflector. With our V1s, you don't have a reflector. It's more functional air vents coming through. So that's the only main difference. I'm gonna show you guys anyway since we're here. As you can see right here, it comes out extra 10, which is kind of flat. Functional vents in the back versus just the reflector. But both options are available in the link below. So pre-order for these bad boys are available today. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to put it on. But you guys have probably seen it a million times, but it's gonna be super easy to put on. Let's do a quick comparison. Everything is pretty much like OEM. Go ahead and pop off all the stock clips and transfer them over. With the clips off, all I gotta do is transfer factory clips over to the new V2 fender flares. By the way, you don't need the 3M tape. Not necessary for the V2s, but line it up. Boom, just like that. And then the only hard part when removing the fenders is, I would say, the 3M tape here and the rear clip, which I'll show you guys in a bit. Before I'm going to the front, if you ever need to borrow a friend's rear door flare, just open the door and it pops right off. Same thing with the rear door flares. You pop everything off, transfer all the clips over. The rear does have this 3M here, okay guys? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off too. Sorry, this is the only other place you have to take the 3M off. Boom, great, just like that. As you can see, super easy bolt on. No tape needed, very nice. And then we're gonna move on to the rear flare, 2 clips. This one's missing, I'm not sure why, but there's one up here that you pop off. By the way, all 23, 24 models use a different clip. So if your clip don't look like this, it's totally normal. And here's the big thing, okay? There's a clip back here that's always gets stuck, okay? So when I pull it out, you'll see what I mean. So a lot of guys don't realize this clip is gone when you take out the flare, and when they put it back in, it's not fitting because this clip is not there. And it's kind of hidden sometimes, especially when you have a black one. BB. Once it's done, you had to reach your hand back here. Since my hand's too big, Jerry is gonna be the one taking that one off. And I'm gonna go ahead and be transferring all the clips back onto our V2 fender flare. Also the reflector as well. As once I power everything off, go ahead and transfer all your parts over. OEM plus, guys. Clip in the back, and the rest clips will go back. All right, guys, the most important clip, which is the one in the back. This one has to go in here, okay? If you don't put this in properly, also I see some people with their V1s, when they put this in, they kind of like let it sit like that. You really have to like force it in there. Sometimes a lot of dirt in here, guys, so you can use a little flathead to get in there. See, once it's in there, you're good. And then go ahead and replace all these clips, right? All right, guys, once you put the clips in, start from the bottom. I always like to start from this big clip because that clip is really annoying. So get that clip in there, push, line everything up. Boom. Just like that, guys. And then don't forget to put your OEM clip back in here. Boom, just like that. And here you go. Here is the rear side completed. Sorry, it's a little dirty, I'll wipe it up. As you can see, the cladding is no more. And now let's move to the front and finish that up. And I think the cars are, oh, by the way, since the customer's here, we decided to give him a V3 Kogeki Duckbill in crystal black silica. Just make the car look a little bit better. All right, guys, move to the front. This piece is a little bit tricky too, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Because on our last video, instruction video, we just put music over it and put text, but we'll make it more informative, okay? For those guys that want. So 2 clips on the side and on the bottom, but there's one in the very corner on the back of the rear flare. Oh man, there's so much dirt in here. I think I ate a good amount of dirt there. And there's one right here, the second one. Pull those 2 off and go ahead and start pulling from the bumper. And then once it gets here, it will get stuck because the clips, which I'll show you on the flare, these 3 clips, they're really nudge inside. And then this cover, fog light bezel, actually goes through here. So you can't yank it out this way, you're gonna break something, right? So with this clip out right here, you can just pull this, just like that. And then you have access now. Jared, come this side, show them. To this side, because these 2 right here, they go into here. So now you have access to get off. Putting this on is super easy, guys. I always like to put these 2 clips in, these 3 clips, okay? Click, you're good to go. So line it up, line everything up, okay? And you listen to that clip, boom, just like that, okay? I don't know if you guys heard it. Jerry, you guys hear on camera? It's a little subtle, but. And then you put these tabs inside the slotted area of the flare stuff. Just like that. Also working your way up here, make sure this tab gets tucked above this clip. If you go under, guys, it's not gonna work, okay? It's gonna damage it, so make sure you put it on the top, like so. Once that's done, put your clip back in on the side. All right, guys, we're officially finished installing the V2, as you can see, very OEM Plus. Jerry gave you the difference between left and right side. There's still a lot of hate for color match, but I think once you have the color match on, you're never gonna go back. So, but also these are reversible, so you can always put back your stock one. But why would you ever wanna go back to stock, right? So.